The Subcommittee on Healthcare and Financial Services will come to order. Welcome, everyone. Without objection, the chair may declare a recess at any time. I recognize myself for the purpose of making an opening statement. Don't I have to do the witness stuff first? No? Okay. I'll make an opening statement first. In all sincerity, thank you for coming. This is an extremely important, bipartisan, I think, topic. We're here to talk today about K-12 public education, and it's often failing our American children. Educating American children should absolutely be a priority. The return on that investment is unmeasurable, really. During the pandemic, children's education was put on the back burner. Teachers were put on the back burner, and the left chose to keep schools shuttered and put policies over students, right? We got to get back to both sides caring about the student. The problem since the pandemic is it's only gotten worse. Just as the left has made work optional since the pandemic, showing up for school has seemingly become less optional as well. I want to talk about chronic absenteeism. Missing at least 10% of the school year was 74% higher last school year than prior to the pandemic. That's scary to me. I mean, if children and students aren't in school, it's very difficult for them to grow, for them to learn, whether it be educationally as well as socially. And it shows. I mean, nationwide, the average reading and math scores for a 13-year-old declined 4 points and 9 points respectively from before the pandemic to this past school year. In 2022, the average score for 9-year-olds also declined 5 points in reading and 7 points in math compared to 2020. Prolonged school closures were a major cause of this failure. When children aren't in school and they're not going to school, it's difficult for them to learn. And I think that the children are crying out for help. Students can only benefit from teaching, extra tutoring, and extended class time if they are at school. So instead of addressing the students' performance, schools are investing in non-academic programs to serve political agendas. We need to get back to getting the politics out of school and getting back to reading, writing, and arithmetic. Leave the social agendas for the parents, please. Federal COVID-19 pandemic relief funds that were appropriated by Congress are being used to support the teaching of radical ideologies instead of the actual curriculum. Reading, writing, arithmetic, right? Let's get those math scores up. Let's get those reading scores up. And instead of investing these funds in evidence-based recovery for struggling students, many states and local governments are choosing to pursue politics. That's not a place for opinions. It's a place for facts and educating. Instead of investing in additional tutoring and class time, states and local governments are dividing students by race, pushing anti-Semitic tropes, teaching students that American institutions perpetuate white supremacy, and promoting sexually explicit gender ideology. Again, let's get back to the facts and the core principles of learning. Leave the social issues, leave the politics to the parents. And they do this for the sake of equity. Schools are reducing advanced math courses and gifted programs. Let's focus on those. Schools are inflating grades, dumbing down curriculum, and eliminating disciplinary actions. Those don't help students. It actually harms them in the long run. Equity lowers the bar for the sake of equivalence rather than raising the bar for the sake of excellence. Let's focus on the positive. Let's focus on what unites us. I mean, we don't want students to suffer because of that. This is not the first time that I have sat in this chair asking government employees to do their job. It's the state and local government's job to set curriculum that teach kids how to read and how to do math. That's the job they signed up for. It's the school's administrator's job to make sure the kids want to attend school, give them a place that they want to go. And it's the parents' job to make sure that their children are attending school. And finally, it's the teacher's job to teach the children fundamental skills that will help them grow into successful adults. Teaching is often a thankless job. So we are grateful for the hardworking teachers and all that the work that they do. We need to do everything we can do to support our teachers, to enable them to educate the next generation. And the best way to support them is to provide them with resources that they need to teach the fundamentals and not saddle them with political agendas from either side of the aisle. The success of our nation's children shouldn't be a partisan issue. I hope that we can find ways to come together and agree to do everything possible to ensure that our children's education is a priority. I actually believe this committee puts children first and puts their education first. And we are all trying to make good investments into our students for a better future for not only the students, but for everyone. To the panel, thank you for being here for the subcommittee today. I'm looking forward to having this very important discussion with you.